Hi there, Lisa Arana here, and welcome to another Assemble This video. Today's card is all about how I customize this fabulous dad stamp by drawing in a beard and coloring him with Copic markers. I just think he turned out pretty amazing. I'm featuring the Roger Guy stamp set from Unity Stamp Company, and then adding in a few touches of my own. I'm starting out by drawing the beard onto my guy here, and I will admit this is a pretty advanced technique, so if you're not feeling comfortable, stamp out a few samples on copy paper just to practice and see if it's something that you feel like you could accomplish. That way you're not wasting good cardstock. So in drawing basics for a face or facial design, the first thing we want to do is to split the face in half right down the center, and then again in the half horizontally. And that's basically where the eyes are going to be. They're right between the ears, and then between the eyes and the chin, halfway is the mouth. So here we have just a basic outline of what the face generally, placement of the features of the face will be. And I'm just doing that so I can get a good proportion of the beard and kind of an idea of how I want it to hang off of his face. Okay, so now I want his beard to kind of come down right below his collar. So I'm just going to get a placement there, and I'm just going to use my pencil to kind of draw a dot or a line. It just gives me something to shoot for when I'm drawing these short, wispy kind of lines that are giving me the basic outline of what the beard is going to look like. And then I'm also adding a few wispy lines around the mustache area. And then I want them to not look so triangular and uniform, so I add a few of the lines to go out in either direction off the sides of the beard. So that's basically it. It's just a basic outline that I did in pencil, and then now I'm using a Micron .005 black pen and just drawing in some real wispy, random-ish lines over my pencil marks. And I don't want it to be fully filled in because I will be coloring this in as a white, or if you had a guy that had a brown or a black beard, you don't want to fill in all the area with your lines because we want to do that with the Copics as well. So here I just have a few lines just to give me the basic shape. And again, don't forget to add the little wispy ones going out from the triangle so it doesn't look so unrealistic. And now I did want to add a little bit of hair to this guy, just kind of give him a buzz cut look. So I'm adding a few dots and some few wispy lines, again just kind of randomly and not very long, and that just kind of matches the style of the stamp as well. So I'm pretty happy with how the hair and the beard turned out, so I'm just going to erase my pencil marks with my eraser. And here's a close-up look of our new bearded guy. Pretty cool, huh? So let's get into some Copic coloring of this guy. I'm just using 3 colors for the skin, E30, E31, and then BV23. And I'm just doing an all-over layer of the E30 and then adding in a bit of shading with the E31 just above the beard and around the sides of the face, and then blending that all together again with E30. And then just adding the slightest shadow by picking up BV23 with that E30 and just kind of blending in the shadow as well. And I started to color underneath that beard the skin, and then I realized that I did not want to do that because I want to color the beard later. So just a little bit of skin behind it's fine because beards are kind of wispy anyway. So I just have just a little bit of shading to the side. And now I moved on to the arm using the same basic principles again. An all over base of the lightest color, a little bit of shading underneath the sleeve and in the crease of the arm, and then just a little bit of that BV23 as a darkening shadow. So now I'm going to work on the beard, and I grabbed my N1, which is a neutral gray, and I added a few lines and shadowing around those pen marks. Not too much because I still do want it to be white. And then picked up a little bit of the BV23 with that N1, and then I'm just going over everything with a white gel pen as well. That combo seemed to make a great white beard. So now let's go on to his t-shirt, just using 2 green colors. Even though I have my one cap upside down, I'm using YG63 and YG67. And again, just doing the same process that I did for the skin, using an all over layer of the lighter color all over the t-shirt, being careful not to cover up my beard, and then just adding a bit of shadow with the YG67. Again, in the darker areas, kind of where the shirt folds around the sleeves there, and then around the creases, and then also along the sides of his body. Just kind of where the shadow falls. The darker green was a little bit too dark for my liking, so I am picking it up using the lighter color and just touching it to the other marker to create kind of a medium shade for the shading. Perfect. So now let's move on to the jeans. I'm just using 3 colors again, B21, B34, and then B95. And just again going over the same process of a base layer of the lightest color, and then the middle, kind of going over the edges of the jeans and the creases. Luckily there's some built into the stamp already, so we have an idea of where those darker spots will be. And then just using the lighter color to blend everything out. So same process, just a different color combo and different shape. So that finishes up the jeans, and then just to create a shadow all over, I am using my N1 again, and just again going over all those shaded areas just to add another layer of depth, and then also around the entire image too. Now comes the fun part of customizing his shirt. I'm using the little deer from A Joyous Season. He was just the right size. I'm just inking up the head of the deer and then stamping that directly down onto his t-shirt. And then we're just going to fussy cut him out because I do plan to pop him up on the front of my card. I'm leaving just a little bit of white space just because it's something that I like to do when I fussy cut. So here's our card base, just covered in some wood grain pattern paper. And then I did stamp the guy and the sentiment on some Nina cardstock. I cut that out with a stitch rectangle, and then now we're just going to pop up our guy onto the front of the card here. Here is the finished card with our bearded guy and his pretty cool deer t-shirt. I just love that I was able to customize this stamp and to make it my own just a little bit. I'll have all the supplies linked below. If you have any questions or a sweet comment, post below. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.